How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to yet another one of my fishing videos. In this episode, I am going to be talking about a time that I went to Lawn Haggler once again. I think I've got like 3 videos of it up already. Don't worry, it slowed down and it started getting a little tougher to fish out there. But I didn't really fish out there too often either, so I can't really say slowed down. But anyways, let's jump right into the day. So we started off the day by mainly focusing on topwater because one of my buddies told me that he had a pretty good topwater bite out there about a few days or maybe even a week before we went out here. We didn't get anything on topwater. However, the guy in the back of the boat was throwing a swim bait around and got a 2.5 and a 3.5 pound bass like right off the bat. I was pretty disappointed that I didn't have the camera on because I don't know, they're just pretty solid fish, and those are both probably some of the bigger fish we caught that any of us caught that day, which kind of sucks because the rest of the day we caught some decent fish, but nothing to brag about or write home about. Yeah, so we pretty much started the morning, like I said, trying topwater, and then we kind of switched it up by throwing swim baits and crankbaits and jerk baits and all kinds of stuff. And the main in the morning, like I said, it was mainly the swim bait was kind of the key for the bigger fish, but that only happened for literally, like I said, 10 minutes in the morning. After that, he didn't get another bite on the swim bait. On the smaller swim bait, we got a few, but on the crankbait, once again, like I've said before, it's kind of the bread and butter out there. But I mean, the thing is, the more I go out there, the less and less I've been catching on the crankbait. So I'm not sure if it's because more people are fishing the crankbait, or they've gotten conditioned to it, or I just suck. Which those are 2 possible options or theories there. But yeah, after fishing the riprap for a while, we went over to the submerged cover and tried flipping. I was mainly flipping a jig, like in this clip here. My buddy up front with me was pitching a beaver, and the guy in the back was pitching a Senko, or he actually might have been pitching another creature bait too. But regardless, we were all pitching different baits, and we were all catching fish doing it. And like I kind of said before, we didn't catch like a ton of just big fish or anything. We caught just a nice variety of like small to decent fish. But that's the fun thing with fishing out there, is you can do so much out there, and there's so many patterns that you can do. So like I said, in the morning we were trying topwater, and in the afternoon we tried flipping, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but we go back to the dam and try cranking and all that stuff again, and we ended up catching some more there. It's just when we tried flipping again later in the day, we didn't really catch much. So, but at the same time, we were ready to go home at that point. But sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Like you kind of saw there, we doubled up. He was throwing a beaver. I pitched pretty much right where he pitched, and caught this guy too on the jig. So yeah, that end of the lake is pretty fun if they're biting. If they're not, then it's kind of a struggle over there. But hey, I mean, catching a fish in trees is awesome. I don't care who you are. It gets the blood pumping, and it's always fun. And right here, sorry, I should have said this sooner. Sorry about the camera angle here. We were just so focused on just going back and just fishing that I did not pay attention to how the camera was positioned. So, like I said in one of my other videos, I'm trying to get better at being a little more cognizant about how I have my camera. But oh well. But yeah, we mainly just fished the rest of the day doing this. Mainly cranking and throwing the swim bait, just because that was kind of the only way that we were really getting bit, and just being able to cover a lot of water. Because flipping was very hit or miss. Like, we either found them real quick, or we just had no action, and there was like no real consistency to it. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is we found a pattern and we just kind of stuck with it. And I mean, even though we didn't catch a ton of big fish, especially later in the day, we still had fun. You know, it's always about going out there and having fun, especially when you're with your buddies. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think of that we could have done differently was maybe not focus on topwater as much as we did in the morning. Which, I mean, at the same time, I was told by a buddy that, you know, he was having a lot of luck out there, and I mean, fish do their own thing. They don't stick to a specific schedule. Like, oh well, yesterday I bit on topwater, so today I'm biting on topwater again. They do their own thing. So we should have kind of had one person focus on topwater maybe, and then someone else focus on, let's say, cranking, or even like dragging a tube or throwing a Senko around the riprap in the morning, because that's where we started, obviously. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I think this day was a very successful day in my opinion. We still caught fish, and we were able to catch them doing a few different things, so that's always fun in my opinion. But yeah, overall, a pretty solid day of fishing. Alright, so for the most part, what we threw today was, like I kind of mentioned already in the video, crankbaits, swim baits, some flipping baits, like mainly beavers. We might have thrown a brush hog, but I don't think so. And swim baits. Since I've already talked about crankbaits before in the past line haggler video, and I feel like I always talk about the jig in almost every video, or at least mention it. I was just gonna kind of talk a little bit more about beavers, because I know I personally need to start throwing them more and recognizing when I should throw them. So I was just going to kind of show you the ones that I have. I have 4 different not styles, but different brands of beavers. So it's just I feel like having just a variety of different beavers. Each one kind of has their own action. Like you can see with like even this Berkeley Pit Boss, you can notice that these flippers or claws, whatever you want to call them, are a lot different than, like, let's say this guy, or the Strike King one, or even this guy here. They're all a little different, and that's what's cool about beavers, is they all kind of have their unique action, even though they all they all do serve the same purpose. They can be used as, flipping or a trailer or whatever. They all kind of have their own little unique action. So a lot of the times, at least for me, I either like to find one that I really like the action, or if they got a good color variety, or even size. Because I know, like, especially the Strike King rodents, there's 2 sizes. The small size, I feel like, is sometimes just perfect for, like, a finesse bite. So, like, let's say somewhere like Pueblo is a great example, where flipping and pitching there, if it's a slow day, I'd like to downsize. Or some companies have some big ones, like this guy here. This guy's the missile bait. I want to say D-bomb or destroy, whatever it is. I feel like just having a bigger profile, like you can even see from, it's a little bigger, but still, I mean, sometimes just that little bit makes a difference depending on how tough the day is. But yeah, other than that, it's just finding what you're comfortable with, finding what you're confident in, and in my opinion, always having variety does not hurt either. So, if you're trying to if you're wanting to try beavers or something, or just trying anything new, it would not hurt to get like maybe 2 colors and 2 or 3 different brands, and just kind of mess with them. I mean, have a matte natural color and a color that stands out, like, you know, black and blue or something, just so you can see which one you like more, by like seeing the action or just seeing how it looks in the water, or even just how it even looks at the back of a jig. I mean, with beavers you can do a lot. I mean, that's just every kind of plastic. You can do so much with all kinds of different plastics. Even with Senkos, you can do so much with the Senko. So, so yeah, just kind of my advice, or kind of like tip of the day. Just try different, you know, brands. You know, see what, especially if they're a popular one. There's a reason that they're popular. Just because they're popular and you know, there's a chance a good majority of people throw it, there's still a great chance you'll still catch fish on it. The Rage Craw from Strike King is a perfect example. Everyone knows about it. Everyone loves them. Yet you still catch fish using it. They're just good trailers, good Texas, you know, they're just good baits overall. And you know, with beavers are another good example. Like, there's so many different good ones. So yeah, just go out there, find what you think and what you feel confident in using, and yeah, just give them a try. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I kind of rambled at the end there, but hopefully you enjoyed just me kind of talking about, just kind of talking tackle, and just kind of giving my views on it. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. You know, just, I always say it, the big 3: like, comment, subscribe. You know, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.